Today we're going to look at Palindrome by Glitchmachines. It's a granular morph plotting plugin, and they just recently came up with a new update called Palindrome 2, and I'm just using version 1 right here. We're going to be comparing version 1 and version 2. I'm just going to go through a quick tutorial on how to use it, and all right, let's get to it. So it's a very interesting plugin. You can make some interesting soundscapes. It's very useful for sound design, and it's just very creative and versatile, you know. So we have sampler 1 through 4, and these samples are designated in these rectangular areas called zones. So you have zone 1, zone 2, zone 3, and zone 4. The bright pink playhead bouncing back and forth is going from one sample to the other. So you have that. You just have that very creative, glitchy soundscape going on. Very convenient. To control the samples, you have a plethora of samples here. Possibilities are endless. You also have some effects here to use. So this one, you just have low pass, high pass, band pass, drive, fold, another version of distortion, ring modulation, delay. I like to use delay because you can have some very creative time morphing, describe maybe like splashy effects with it. To control the samples, you have start, size, pitch, fine tuning, panning, and which is volume. Start is just basically the position. You can start here, you can start there in the middle, beginning, middle, end, and you can also automate it, which I have over here, routed to envelope 1. So it's going up and down, so it's like going forward and then backwards. Size, you can change the length of your grain. To explain granular, you're basically taking a sound and you're splitting it into grains. You have the granular modes: rectangular, triangular, and hand. Rectangular is just rectangular, and then triangle and handing is like a smoothed out version of that. So pitch and fine tune, you can change the pitch by semitones, and fine tuning you can change the fine tune by cents. There's panning, which is very useful. You can spread out the sounds a little bit with panning, and the amp is just the overall volume. You also have reverse, and then you have mute. You can mute the samples, and it can be very easy. It's very useful. It's like you just want one sound to play, and then another sound to play, and then cut another sound off. They can get pretty tedious when you're just jumping back and forth, stuff like that. So you have the effects here. The effects are routed. So, for example, I have delay right here, and if I wanted to put a bandpass filter, a low pass bandpass filter in front of it, then you'd you'd hear the delay and then the bandpass. Right. And you have the global effects, which is attack, release. Here's the amp. You also have pitch, and then you have a reverb here. There's sizing, damp, and mix. And you can change how the path is made. So there's the modes, and it's just the direction. You have looping, forward loop, reverse loop. You have pendulum, which is like back and forth. You have random, so it just goes anywhere. And then you have one shot. I like looping it because this keeps going and going. So, right, you can change it to sync, or it just has it set to hertz, or you can have it sync to bars. Um, More on the envelopes here. If I wanted to just create an envelope, I could just shift click, and it's determined mostly by so the direction, like how fast, how slow the envelope's going, is determined. It can either be by scale, by sync, or you can have it unsynced, and it just goes by milliseconds. You can have the envelope loop, and if you're just running on time, you can just go to the randomizer, and you have a plethora of just uh, parameters to randomize. So if I wanted to randomize envelope 5, I can just click this a couple times, up to envelope 5, and bam, you got a random envelope here. And then you just have to fine tune it to your liking. All right. I think that's everything with version 1. Gonna take a look at version 2 now. So what's different with Palindrome 2? Oh, yeah, there's a lot of different things on it. So going with the granular modes, you have a whole bunch of new granular modes. You have rectangular, triangular, panning, ramp up, ramp down, curve ramp up, and curve ramp down. Um, and you have like these little snapshots, so you can easily visualize them. You can easily visualize the granular modes seen here. The rate controls how those little transparent spots are emitted. So those are the grains. It goes into more detail how the grains are used. Um, you can have a play really slow. You can play it really fast. As well, you can automate the rate with the envelope. And you have the sync here, the metronome here. Um, you have these new approaches to how the grains can be randomized. So a nice little randomizer here. You have a position offset. You have length, size, jitter, tuning, and panning, and like just the possibilities are endless. So um, most most of these controls are the same. You have start, length, pitch, fine, panning, and amp. Um, I think the thing I like the most with the envelopes is first you just do shift click, shift click, shift click, shift click, right? And just that's all you did, right? You hold Alt and you have curves. So that's absolutely groundbreaking, if you ask me. To reset it, I think you press Shift and Alt. You click Shift Alt, and you hold. You press Shift, press Alt, then you hold click, and then you let both Shift and Alt go, and then you have yourself a horizontal once again. Right. So if you're low on time, um, you can either use these predetermined presets here of the envelopes. I think I like this one the most. It's very, you, I have it on one of these. Oh yeah, there it is, version 2, envelope 2. Um, you can also do the randomizing, which is very, yeah, like it never fails. uh, 7, go to 7. You got your random sound here, and then you just kind of just change it to your liking. I usually like it at 4 bars, 4 to 8 bars, and I have it on loop because it just keeps going, right? Um, Another thing I like the most is like it's a lot different. So instead of purple dots, you have white dots and they're numbered, so you know where the playhead's going, right? The effects are the same down here. You have some new snapshots over here. You can always add them to your own. So you would have to shift and then click one of these and then go in the setting. And if you want to change it, right, if you wanted them back to normal, you'd go to restore factory path presets. What I like about these plugins is that you just have to do like a lot of experimentation. Experimentation is key. Before I forget, I should also add that there are some 2 new effects here. You have Bit Crush and Vowel. And when I first saw Vowel, I thought of like, I think it makes me think about filters because I saw the resonance, right? Um, and then Bit Crush is very creative. It's a lot different from like Drive or Fold. You have a lot of like, you can do like a lot of like bit crushing sounds, Um, so make sure like you have like the mix turned down because it can just go like chaotic like that. So make sure you don't blow your ears out. I think that's about every. Oh yeah, so down here we have these randomizers. So here's from randomizers A through D. All right, randomizers A through D, like they can just randomize the position. So it's pretty much the same thing as envelopes, except you can't loop them or anything. Like you just, it's like it's triggered. So like each key I press, right, whenever, or like a MIDI note, for example, is triggered, is going to be set to a position, and it's going to be like that until it's triggered again. And yeah, very very creative. And yeah, I still have like a soft spot for like version 1, but it was really good. Like it was ahead of its time when it was released, right? So yeah, with things like that, they're like at the peak, of their time, and then every once in a while they need a new update. So here's the new update. It's clean. It looks great. I love it. I recommend you get it too if you're into sound design. If you just want to make like otherworldly soundscapes with it, right? I can definitely see myself like getting to like film score with stuff like this. Like it's a game changer, to say the least. All right. So yeah, that's everything. Gonna do a little jam here. Keep forgetting more things. So down here you have the same. You have the solo. You can solo each of the each of the samplers instead of like, yo, click mute, click mute. That's how I used to do things with the older version. It got a little tricky, but I was able to get around it. All right. Now we're going to have some fun. You got like a whole bunch of new samples too. Let's try some new ones. Let's try Frying Pan Vibes. This one's got like a lot of droning effects with it. We can change the rate, and I really like that bit crushing sound effect, especially. Oh wait, I think that's a ring modulation. Yeah, that's a ring modulation. Um, there's like a nice flangery sound. It's very interesting. I love it. Can't describe it. You can see the release, the attack and release being put into good use. So like if you stop it, if you stop the audio, it's gonna like take a while to slow down and just cut out. And as for the attack, it's gonna take some time to like get into effect. So let's say very nice. It's just high tech. It's a lot better than like version one. Like it just takes from it and just improves. It's amazing. And the delay, you can hear like the splashy Morphe effects I was describing earlier. And see what we can do with the fourth one. See if we can get a sample inside zone 4. All right, so we're gonna do this in here, move that here, and just go bonkers with it. All right. Alrighty. All right, so that was Palindrome 2. I think new users can get it for like 79 bucks. I think yeah, the upgrade for for people that like recently bought it, it's like free. But I've had mine for about a year now, so it's got a $25 upgrade. And yeah, I should definitely try this plugin out if you have the money. And yeah, all right, we'll see you soon. Stay awesome.